So tax refunds, let's talk about it now. Millions of people receive thousands of dollars every year from the government as their tax refunds, but these same people end up wasting this money because they feel that this is some kind of reward, not realizing that this is their own money that the government refunded to them. All right, something like overpaid taxes, and then they waste it because they see it as free money. All right, tax refunds are not actually free money, but let's look at some videos. Let's talk about it.
Hey, what's up, my queen? Looks like Christmas came early. Too bad you were at work when the taxes hit. Man, I didn't go overboard. I just got a little couple things. I had to spoil myself a little bit. I don't understand what's the problem. Why are you being so dramatic? You get paid at your job every single week. You basically get taxes every week. I don't have a job. This is the only time of the year I get to spoil myself, okay? I think it's only fair. I don't have a job, so I don't ever get any money for myself. Every week you're out there buying yourself Starbucks, tampons, shampoo, conditioner, all this bullshit, and I don't complain. So once a year, I like to spoil myself. Maybe you should be a little bit more grateful for how good I treat you. I'm your king, and you're my queen. I don't get why you're being so dramatic. What are we going to use that money for, bills and shit? You have a job. That pays the bills. Saving money's for the poor. You got to reinvest your money. That's how you get assets and LLCs and all that other fucking bullshit. But you know what? You're being really ungrateful.
Did you get a tax return this year?
Yes.
How much?
It was about $5,000.
Where the f did that go?
It's a great question. I wish I could.
No. Where'd that go?
I don't
It
know.
just hit not that long ago. Where'd it go? No. Where did it go?
So I know I spent $1,200 on curriculum for my kids because I do that every year.
They can't go to public school?
No.
Why?
It's not allowed. I do not like
They got
public
kicked
school.
out? Oh.
No. Hell no. It is.
Why don't you like public school?
Really?
Yeah? I went to public school. They went to public school?
I went to public school as well.
Maybe you just had a bad experience?
I did not have a great experience.
Oh, okay.
But then, moving on from that, I'm not going to project that on my kids.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
However, I love teachers. Everybody thinks I'm against teachers. I'm not. But the school system is seriously messed up. And children are not learning the way I believe they should be taught.
What do you want them to be taught?
They need to learn problem-solving skills, and they need to learn to think critically, not taught to some stupid test. Whether I can take a test or not.
Don't they still have to pass tests, though?
Nope.
No,
not like in the state of Texas.
Not in the state of Texas, really?
That is correct. We have
the state of Texas will allow a kid to graduate high school with the brain of a 3-year-old, and we don't even make sure?
There's rules.
Oh, okay, good.
But there's no testing.
Dude, I just got my tax refund, $3,300. What should I buy? Tax refunds aren't a good thing, man. That means you overpaid your taxes throughout the year and now you're getting your own money back. Okay, but that's not the worst thing, is it? Now you're getting a windfall of money and most people don't spend that wisely. And you could have been using that refund, which by the way amounts to $275 extra per month, to invest or pay off debt. Okay, how do I avoid it for next year? You're going to want to ask to change the allowances you get on your Form W-4. Or you can go to your employer and ask to have less money withheld every single month.
So I heard people saying that whenever they get the refund, the tax refund, they will be paying debt. They'll be paying the money that they own and all that. I'm not doing none of those. As for me, whenever I get my tax refund, I'm living a soft life. I'll be enjoying with my kids, buying them new clothes, or whatever money I own can hold on. They can hold on because when I'll be working and paying like as usual, I would not be paying no debt. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so just got my tax refund and went on ahead, took care of a few things around the house. Just got me a new sofa.
Nice.
Yep. Just got me a new love seat with matching. We got the cocktail table with the matching end table.
Okay, matching. Yep. I like it. I like it.
Yep. Even got a new foosball table. You know, we got
to kick butt on
invite
it,
the friends over. We can go on ahead and
Nice, I like
play some
it.
football. But my favorite thing, I just want to show you this. Let me show you this real quick. Let me show you. My favorite thing is the new flat screen TV.
I like it, I like it.
That way you come over, we watch Netflix, and we chill.
Really?
Yep.
So what happened to fixing your credit?
What?
Fixing your credit.
Well,
I mean, you spend your whole income tax on all this, but not your credit?
well, I mean, I was thinking about doing it. I mean, like, so a guy just called me yesterday.
Tax time is literally around the corner in Australia, and these are some of my recommendations on how you should be spending your tax refund, because you're going to get a refund. So this is how you're going to spend it. This is going to be really sensible. And first thing you do is, if you have any liabilities, if you have any debts, you pay that off. So if you have a credit card debt, if you have personal liability, personal debt, or HEX liability, put some money towards that and try to reduce that liability. After that, you put some money into an emergency fund, or if you don't have an emergency fund, you create one. So I always recommend having at least up to 3 to 6 months of living expenses put aside. Let's say you lose your job or you can't work for whatever reason, you can still keep going for at least 6 months, paying off those really fixed expenses. So fixed expenses could be things like your rent, your mortgage, food, things that you can't not spend. So you always want to have at least up to 6 months of funds in the bank for a rainy day. So once you put some money towards your emergency fund or created one for the first time, then you start putting some money towards your savings or towards investing. So if you already have decent amount of savings, then obviously you might want to put some money towards shares or just other vehicles of investment, or you obviously, if you're saving for a house and you want to allocate some of that refund to your house saving goals as well. Last but not least, let's not forget about your superannuation. Obviously, that's important. So if you have some money left, you also want to contribute to your superannuation. Contribution to your superannuation fund, sometimes they are tax deductible, so there's a number of conditions you got to meet. But if you are able to take your personal super contributions as a deduction in your tax return, then it's a great outcome. You're contributing to your super and also deducting it in your tax return. After all that, if you have any money left, which I'm sure you will have some left, then I think you can go and spoil yourself and really have a guilt-free shopping spree or whatever that you like spending money on. I think you can definitely go do that after that.
I really don't want to say this too loudly, y'all, but I think I'm going to be broke for the rest of my life. It's just looking so bleak, like, and it's a mindset too. It's more so a mindset. Like, I just look like I'm gonna be broke, and I don't know.
Okay, TikTok. I just have to vent for a second. I've never vented to TikTok, but I know this happens to other people, and I need other people to resonate with me. Why is it when it's tax refund season, there's always something that happens that you have to put all that tax refund money to something? You can't go in a savings account. God forbid. You can't use it to pay down debt. It always goes to something that breaks. A car, something. In our case, last week, we heard water coming down from our bathtub. Lo and behold, there's a crack in the floor of the bathtub. Now, to be fair, it's like 20 years old. It's fiberglass, probably was going to happen. But why? I'm seeing our tax refund. I'm like, wow, that's a good chunk of money this year. All going to a bathtub now. I want 1 year where I can put this in a savings account and save it. 1 year.
It's getting close to the end of the year, which means tax season is coming up. Do not spend any money that you get back from your taxes. As a matter of fact, make it a challenge to yourself for this upcoming year to not touch it at all. And once you get it, look up things like a Roth IRA, a high yield savings account. Shoot, if you got to invest it in gold, whatever it is that you can possibly do, put it towards any type of account or physical asset that can gain you compound interest, do it. This small adjustment that you make at the start of the new tax season will set the tone for the remainder of the year. And by this time next year, you're going to be so appreciative that you did it. Just do not spend it when you get it.
Please tell me that I'm not the only one who gets their tax refund and just immediately throws it in savings. Me and my partner, we got 15 grand back. We were absolutely in shock because we never had this type of money. We were 19 and 20. We were like, yo, what are we gonna do with this? What are we gonna do? And like, of course, like a 19 and 20 year old, like, what are they gonna do? Because there's no way you're not gonna spend that money, right? We just let it sit and we kept putting stuff in savings. And at this point, we're living paycheck to paycheck. We had a 6-month-old, a 1-year-old, whatever. And we had nothing. We had no income. Like, I was going to school full time, but like, I was like tutoring maybe 5 hours a week, getting minimum wage, was getting absolutely nothing. He was working his ass off, like 60 hours a week, and paycheck to paycheck, maybe putting $20 in savings some weeks. And now we're putting $600 in savings a week. 3 years since then. That $15K, if we had went out and spent and done something so stupid, because when you're young, like, still now, like, at my age, my brain is not fully developed with decision making. It's not. That's why we knew we had to lock that down, because we knew that our brains want to do something. We didn't even know what we wanted to do. We just knew we wanted to do something. And finally, that paid off, saving up that money, because we ended up buying land, and we're going to have a homestead. In a couple months, we're going to try and build a tiny house and build up this property so that we don't have to have bills, and then we can put everything in savings and actually live out our lives. And I feel like a lot of people are so stuck on like their lives and like this instant gratification and, oh yeah, but if I'm happy, it doesn't matter. If you're living paycheck to paycheck and you're taking thousands of dollars and splurging on stuff that you really, you know you shouldn't be. If a 19 and 20-year-old can get $15,000 and not even spend a penny, with the self-control that we had, when you have two people that are financially literate and understand, you need to prepare for the future whether you like it or not.
So if you get a tax refund check, it just means that you paid too much taxes and the government now giving you back that money. Most people wouldn't think about it that much and just go and spend it on clothes or a nice dinner or wherever it is. Well, here are 3 sensible things that you could do with it. Number 1, an emergency fund. Listen, if you don't have an emergency fund, then you could put some of that money towards that. Just put it there and forget about it. And in case of emergency, you will be so happy that you did that. Number 2, make an extra payment on the debt that you have. If it's a mortgage, if it's car debt, if it's a credit card, just make a payment towards the principal. Now, when you call the bank, make sure that your instructions are real clear. Put it towards paying down the principal, not the interest. And number 3, invest it. Put it in something that could make you more money. If you have your brokerage account set up already, just transfer some and buy some stocks. Listen, you could spend some of it, you could splurge some, but make sure the majority of it, you're doing something sensible and constructive with.
Now, the first reason why a lot of people waste their tax refund is because they see it as a lump sum coming that they feel they did not work for, whereas this is actually money that they worked for and paid to the government, but the government returned back to them, all right, as tax that they overpaid. But because it's coming as a lump sum of money, they see it as free money that they didn't work for, not realizing that it's actually money that they work for. This is one of the major reasons why a lot of people waste tax refund. Instead of investing it in an emergency fund or doing something good with it, they see it as free money and then they waste it. The second reason is because there's actually no financial plan. A lot of people just spend money as it comes to them. They don't have any financial plan whatsoever. All right, and if you're living like that, once money comes to you without any plan, which happens to a lot of people, they end up wasting it. So when you don't have any, these people wasting their tax refunds is because they actually have no plan, no budget. All right, so once any free money comes, they end up spending it. Another reason why people waste their tax refund is because of lifestyle inflation. So they remember those things they couldn't buy because they didn't have the money for. All right, and when this tax refund comes, they'll be like, oh, this is an opportunity to buy the new iPhone I couldn't buy, this is an opportunity to buy the new clothes I couldn't buy, this is an opportunity to upgrade myself, whereas this is actually money they worked for, and that's what I'm emphasizing on. This is money they worked for, all right, but they just end up spending it on casual things. And now, I don't stand here as a judge to anybody, but this is something that we need to actually consider. So what is the right thing to do with your tax refund? The first thing is to actually pay off high interest debt. Now, one thing about these loans and debt, whether it's student loans, whether it's whatever type of loan, right, whether it's a high interest, mostly high interest debt, the first thing you should do is to find out how to pay them off. Why? Because they keep on the interest keep on growing year after year, and it gets to a point where some people are just taking debt as a lifestyle. I'll never be able to pay off my debt, or I'll never be able to. And this affects, when you don't pay your debt, it affects your credit score, right? It affects your credit score, and you'll not be able to. You wouldn't think that this is important until you want to get a car payment or a mortgage, right? You understand? You want to get loans for things that actually very important to your life, moving forward in your life, right? So it's very important that you use this tax refund to pay your first high interest debt. You can also start an emergency fund, all right? An emergency saving fund. Instead of wasting, it's better than wasting. You can also invest in skills or a side hustle. You can also invest that money to learn a skill. All right, probably for some of you that like content creation, you can buy a camera and start making videos, because this is something that will end up making you more money in the future. That's the best way to. This is one of the best way to spend your tax refund, is to invest it in something that is actually profitable in the future. And then you can also save the tax refund they give to you for future taxes, because tax has now become part of the system. You have to pay tax. I think Trump is working on something. Honestly, I really don't know. All right, but it's important that you take this tax, and also, since you see it as money that you've already spent, the best thing to do is to actually save it for future taxes or for business.